Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with the crypto news and analysis, and today we are going to be talking about Casper. As you guys are probably all aware, this is the sleeping ghost instead of the sleeping giant. I do call this one the sleeping ghost in general because she is always asleep until she wakes up. And we're going to be discussing a lot of things in regards to Casper Network, so sit back, relax, and before we fully jump on into this video, I just want to ask you guys to please leave a like on this video. It does help the channel grow immensely. Also, if you do find any information in this video valuable or maybe interesting in general, definitely subscribe and turn notifications on. So with the market down trend, that we currently are looking at and watching and have seen play out for the past couple weeks, Casper actually has been holding up fairly strong. I've been talking to you guys about Casper for a fairly long time, and I've always called her the strong one because essentially Casper is extremely strong. Of course, I don't need to tell you that though. I mean, trading volume up 50% almost. We are still sitting at around 11.5 cents. Our low was about almost 11 cents exact. We do see on the chart here, you can pretty much see where we are currently. We are still sitting around the 702 to the 618. We have been holding this line for a fairly long time now, and I do think that this is almost the perfect place to accumulate this. Of course, downside is not limited, but I do think that it is fairly limited in terms of where Casper does range down to, which in my point, I look at this as the lowest that we can go is essentially like around 9 cents, because that is around the 786 point. Now, right now, we do need a lot more volume. The most amount of volume that we've seen on Casper in a very long time was going back to like November 15th, which is actually pre-24 cents range. So diminished volume was pretty much around this entire area, and we are still in that diminished volume area. Our RSI, though, a little bit stronger than it was since, around December 15th. That's when we've seen that large downward trend from 24 cents. I think that once we do see the RSI make its way above 50 in a strong way, I think that that's when we will see a lot more volume and also a lot more price movement on Casper in general. And of course, if we are talking about, strength, we have to, take into accountability the Bitcoin price chart, which is still showing a lot more strength opposed to where we were at just recently. Also, we are still at higher figures on the Bitcoin pair since we were going all the way back to November. Volume still fairly diminished here. RSI a little bit, higher, above 50, sitting at 54. So in general, Casper looks pretty strong, and it honestly has been holding up a lot stronger, compared to most of my other alt holdings to Bitcoin as well. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about this video. This has come from Medha Parlikar. I hope that I say her name right. Honestly, I feel like I butcher it all the time, and I do apologize. But overall, we do see that she is, of course, the co-founder and CTO of Casper Labs, and she is saying that she sees blockchain as a trust layer, and she envisions blockchain opening a new realm for commerce. Listen closely to this.
I see blockchain as a trust layer. So right now with the internet, everything runs over what we call the HTTP protocol, which is like an information exchange layer. Imagine now if you could secure that information with trust. That's what I see blockchain doing. The first application, of course, is Bitcoin and tokenization. But I see moving forward an opportunity to really have a new realm of commerce. If you think about it, where consumer-to-consumer transactions become possible, where everything becomes what we call disintermediate.
And she's essentially just talking about like a commerce massive market coming to crypto, like crypto pretty much powering the future of e-commerce, commerce in general at heart. I do think that when we're talking about C2C payments, I think that when we're talking about just the commerce markets in general, even cross-border payments, B2B and stuff like that, I think that crypto is definitely going to be almost the heart and soul of that. But of course, in my mind, Casper is going to be, a massive asset once we truly do get back to the place where we need to be. Of course, we have been fighting that downward trend since going all the way back to like May, with that ICO and stuff. So, in my mind, the upside potential on Casper is extremely high. I think that the sky is almost limitless when we are talking about like $1 to $10 to even $20. But in general, I've always said $4 to $7 is my range. Of course, I do start taking my initial investment out at my 10x points, which is like around $1 to like $1.10 and so. So in general, pay attention to Casper Labs. Also, check out NFT LA. They were having some interesting meetings. There was a lot of interesting individuals there as well. And of course, CTO of Casper Labs was there talking about the future of this space. And of course, we do see here, great to see the first Casper punks being minted by the initial 100 winners. Be aware of fake collections on other marketplaces. The Casper punks are only available for minting on the Casper blockchain at casperpunks.io. More utility and NFTs on Casper are coming. And yes, this is a fairly interesting overall collection. As you guys do see, this is pretty awesome to say the least. These are the first 100 Genesis NFT collectibles on the Casper blockchain, and I do suspect that there's going to be a lot more projects similar to this that do get released on the Casper network eventually soon. So very interesting project, very cool project as well, and I am very excited to see a lot more NFT projects going live on Casper in this year. And we do see, from myself, I do say, this year I truly do see a ton of adoption for Web3 NFTs, metaverses, and even layer 1 networks. This is why I believe Casper Network will have an incredible year ahead. I'm interested in seeing more partnerships, use cases, and of course, listings. And I do believe that more listings are on the horizon. We've been talking more so about, some interesting, listings from Binance, Coinbase, to even, Kraken, to even talking more so about, those top tier exchanges listing Casper. And if we do see that, this thing is going to fly. We've been seeing a lot of, listings for some of my other gems. ACH just got listed on Binance just yesterday after I was talking about it. So I don't know. We could be seeing some high tier listings for Casper eventually. And with what they are building, I don't see that, being too long from now. And of course, going back to November 4th, the reason why I bring this back up is because I want you all to understand the mass, amount of pretty much attention Casper has on the NFT, market. Casper celebrates third birthday with 50,000 NFT supporters. And of course, this is talking more so about Casper punks. And we do see down here, here we go. We have a lot of news that we will be announcing in the coming weeks on NFTs, and we, took this chance to celebrate our third birthday with everyone. I do suspect that when we're talking about NFTs in the coming weeks, I think that we're going to see a lot more of this eventually, because we haven't really seen too much updates since this article was posted, which is November 4th. So I do want to see a lot more updates within this. Of course, we've seen some NFT updates with WiseKey and stuff. Because, WiseKey is doing very interesting things with NFTs. It's not just JPEGs, guys. It's not just, the typical, images and whatever with, NFTs. There's a lot more to it. Also, we do see JP Morgan shares predictions on crypto markets, Ethereum's upgrades, DeFi, and NFTs. And of course, in terms of financial services, we do see here the bank sees the cryptocurrency markets as increasingly relevant to financial services, as we already know. The applications from crypto has only just begun. Web 3.0, greater use of NFTs, tokenization are in line of sight for 2022. And of course, they are talking more so about transaction speeds in crypto have become more competitive with TradFi networks. DeFi was a bit of a flop in 2021, but still has a strong potential in 2022 and beyond. The use cases for crypto markets will continue to grow, and new projects and tokens with more and different use cases will surface. As such, we see the cryptocurrency markets as increasingly relevant to financial services. So even JP Morgan does see, this year is going to be fairly large for crypto. And of course, if it is going to be large for crypto in terms of NFTs, DeFi, and just Web 3.0 in general, I do suspect that, Casper will definitely see an incredible year, in 2022. And of course, we do see a lot more updates within the NFT market. Of course, a lot of people are probably wondering if the NFTs, scene is even booming still. Yes, it definitely is. OpenSea trading volume set for record month despite crypto market retreat. $6 billion by the end of the month they are pretty much, expecting. So that's absolutely massive, especially compared to just past recent months when everybody was saying, NFTs are dead, NFTs are pretty much, leading us to a bear market, whatever. Well, yeah, now we are seeing NFTs exploding in, price as well as, volume. It's incredible to see, especially considering the fact that Casper Labs or Casper network in general is going to continue to pump out some NFT projects, and I'm very excited for that. We also see billionaires, pretty much putting 50% of their net worth in Bitcoin. Again, when we're talking about this, I just want you to all understand that we are still very early in crypto, and I do believe that this year we still will see a massive alt season. I think that we are in an extended bull run. I've talked about this, I've discussed it. If we are in this extended bull run like I suspect, then we definitely will see Casper at some high figure numbers this year. And of course, we look into the Metaverse. Disney patents technology for a theme park Metaverse. The best part about this is since they are getting into the virtual world and into crypto, I wonder if they're going to patent this on IPWE. As you guys are probably all aware, IPWE is partnered with Casper Labs to pretty much build out, pretty much a digital patent pretty much ecosystem. It's pretty interesting to say the least when we're talking about how large IPWE actually is. And they just announced 2 new partnerships. In fact, they partnered with I believe this is Allium, yep, and this is an AI pretty much use case. This is an AI-powered patent pools open for business. So this is going to be focusing on SMEs in general, which we know SMEs are a $1 billion plus market. They are fairly large in general. The cost of filing for patents is already prohibitive for small businesses, and if you tell them they need an additional $30,000 in legal fees to join a patent pool, many would just say, I'm out. So I do suspect that we are going to see a lot of volume over this because this is going to be making it more accessible and affordable for SMEs, and we know SMEs are a huge player in the game, especially for a lot of use cases, even in terms of cross-border payments for Ripple. We also see, again, another partnership with Open Meta Foundation. This is the Smart Metaverse Innovation Program. This is going to be promoting Metaverse technology and adoption. This is all talking about Web3. This is all talking about NFTs for patents and tokenization. I'm very excited for this. When we're talking about this, I know that this isn't mentioning, Casper Labs or anything like that. I get that. Trust me. I understand where you guys are probably going to go with that. But I just want you guys to understand why they partnered with Casper Labs and what the specific partnership was all about. In general, when we're talking about this, they are creating a new approach to patent ownership verification. So anything that is going to be patented, anything that's going to be working throughout this patent system is going to be essentially utilizing Casper in terms of its ecosystem as well, or its network in general. So overall, this is really kind of focused on enterprise grade use cases. This is focused on, high tier customers as well. And when we're talking about how big this is for Casper, a lot of these partnerships blossom into huge, opportunities for one, Casper to grow its ecosystem, but also to grow the value of the network. I've always discussed that, yeah, sure, a partnership, like for example, these 2 partnerships don't mention, Casper itself, but it doesn't need to because we already know what Casper is doing with IPWE, and we know that this will bleed into other partnerships that IPWE has. And I'm not saying that Disney is going to come over or anything like that. I'm just saying it would be funny if they did. It just kind of shows you that, listen, a lot of these high tier companies are moving in on crypto in general. So I am not surprised why this year is going to be huge because we are still seeing mass adoption happening for crypto, and I still think that we are extremely early. Now, with all of that in mind, I definitely think that Casper is going to be having one heck of a year in terms of mass adoption, in terms of value, pretty much driving success, pretty much announcements in regards to NFTs, in regards to Metaverse use cases, in terms of DeFi offerings and stuff. I'm very excited for this year to watch Casper really grow. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Let me know what your price predictions for Casper are this year. I'd love to know. In terms of my price predictions, on the low end, I'm thinking about $1 to about $2.50. My high end targets are about $4 to $7, and then my super high moonshot price targets are about $7 to $15. So $10 to around $15 is my high tier numbers, because of course my main targets are $4 to $7. So overall, with that in mind, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. It's been Nick. Peace out, guys.